What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another Thursday Submission Fishing Live. Glad you guys can join us here at Submission Fishing. We're trying to get everybody a black belt in fishing. Glad you could join. First stream of the new year. Crazy, huh? I thought I did one last time, but I guess I was wrong. I was looking. We did the one just before New Year's and then just this one. So happy New Year to everybody, even though we're a week late. Glad you can join us. Hopefully, you guys got big plans this year. I know I do. And I know you guys do too. New spotty bull season, got a new fishing season, got some stuff to go over. Should be exciting. Let's see what we got in the house today. Ooh, Todd, number one TV metal art. You guys go check out Todd at tbmetalart.com. He makes sheet metal artwork, great stuff, really good work, and he's a great fishing advocate too. So we love having him here. He does fishing artwork as well, among other things too. So flags and all that. Check it out. Big Water Yak Fishing, welcome. Eric, the Judge Lehman, welcome. Leonard, what's going on, dude? Oos, welcome. Oscar 636, glad you can be here. Captain Dan, Oos, I'm speaking about the proposed closure of Point Loma and the sea lion issues that would take away fishing access from diving areas. Try to pay attention here as well. I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, I understand that's a pretty important topic. For those of you guys that don't know, they're trying to, when I say they, I don't even know, some sort of government group that, the sea lions, if they take over these beaches and stuff, and then they try to make them sanctuaries, like the kid pools and stuff like that in La Jolla. And then, so they've already done some, and they're trying to basically go on again. And it's basically like a government seizure of land. I mean, let's just call it what it is. They use the sea lions as sort of the excuse to do it, but then they limit people and say, oh, you can't go on the beach here, you can't touch this, you can't go within so many feet of the sea lions and stuff. So check it out if you guys want to do some research on it. So Captain Dan, he's waiting, I imagine, to be heard. So we appreciate that, man. We need advocates like you, CCA, groups like that fight for these rights of fishermen and conservation. So I appreciate that, Dan. So if you're not watching, I understand. You're doing the Lord's work right now. Jessica Muto, welcome. Spinning Rod Rebel, Marvin, what's going on, man? Glad you could be here. Down in SD, Roy, what's going on, man? Oos. Let's see. Salty Dangler in the house. What's going on, Salty? Glad you could be here. Mark G. Oos, what's going on, man? Got a late dinner with the fam, so I'll have to watch the replay. I forget about your family, man. Just kidding. You have dinner every night. Submission Fishing Live is only on Thursdays. Let's see. Captain Adobo, Oos, good evening. Glad you're here. Let's see if we got everybody. I'm sure there's other people watching. If you haven't tuned in or haven't said anything in the chat, I'm glad you're here anyways. Coach Worf, what's going on? Worf TV, you guys check him out on YouTube. We also call him the coach. You'll see him in the chat. He's a great resource for us. So if you got any questions, he's the man. He's a guest on the show sometimes. He does YouTube videos, usually unedited. He does lots of shorts lately, does a lot of surf fishing. So if you got any questions about Imperial Valley fishing, that's your guy. Scooby-Doo 20, what's going on, man? Yo, just subscribe today. SD Local. Dude, glad you're here. Welcome. Glad to have you here. Like I said, these guys in the chat are super awesome, so I'm sure they'll welcome you. If you got any questions, great bunch of guys. If you have any questions for me, don't hesitate to ask. Let's see.
Aaron said.
What did Aaron say?
How come you haven't gotten Jessica a chair next to you yet?
I don't know. Why haven't we gotten Jessica a chair? I don't think she wants to be on the camera.
He's like, when can we donate for a second camera?
Zachary Rig, what's going on? John De Jesus, what's up with the low tide today? Zero caught. John, the struggle's real, bro. I know what you're talking about. Especially when that winter comes, man, it is freaking brutal. So let's see. Let's get some news first, you guys. There's a couple things in the news. Some rock fishing regulations have changed for 2021. Rock fishing is not on right now. We've got until March till we can fish them again, March 1st. But just some things that you do know. I know Doug Rubin kind of brought this to my attention as well. But now there's actual confirmation on the site for the California Fish and Wildlife. Let me bring that up here. Not real big changes. Some of them don't affect us. One thing is the Vermilion rockfish. It's down to 4 per person. So Last year it was 5. So you can catch 10 rockfish of any combination per person. And you used to be able to catch 5 Vermilion rockfish. Those are the red rockfish. So it's been reduced by 1. So we're down to 4 per bag. You can still catch the 10 total, but only 4 of those can be the Vermilion rockfish. And then we got the quillback rockfish and then the copper rockfish. These two, not really Southern California fish. One of these I don't think is in Southern California at all. Maybe the copper or the quillback. One of them that they are, but like they're not that prevalent. This is the quillback rockfish. So if you see some of these are only 1. You can take one of these, and then the copper. This is the copper rockfish. These are the pictures I found on just like a Bing search. So do your own homework. Their images aren't always the best, but so these are the 2 fish. Just be aware of. So these are to one per person. I don't know honestly what it was before. I don't know what the bag limit was on the quillback and the copper rockfish. So I don't know if that changed. Like I said, they're not really like a Southern California fish that we have to worry about so much, but the vermilions definitely. So we do have to keep that in mind. So we find those in La Jolla. We find them offshore. We do run into the vermilion. So don't be caught with 5 of those in your bag like you were last year. So just bringing update into you guys. Let's see. Yeah, news wise, I think that's really all I got. Just remember, get your guys' fishing licenses. And then obviously we've got the thing about the sea lion. So if you guys want to get involved in that, speak up, get on the committee, write emails, do whatever you can, guys. Just make your voices heard. Sometimes that's all we can do, but it does help. Kiwi Reacts, what's going on, man? Glad to see you here again. Joe Diego, Oos, what's going on? For those of you guys that are new, people that are typing Oos in the chat, it just means that they've liked the show. They click the like button. So if you guys press Oos, that's what it means. And I appreciate it. It helps the stream, helps the algorithm, all that good stuff. Dave Rage, what's going on? Got to start the laundry. Be right back. Hey, man, you got to do what you got to do. Peter Oos, what's going on? Eric Klein, what's going on, man? Glad you could join us. Spotty at Best in the house. What is up? Let's see here. So last week, before we get into other things, I just posted one of my new videos. If you guys want to check it out, I went to Los Angeles, and what reminded me of this, and who was in there saying, like the tide change right here. John was saying, "What's up with the low tide, 0 caught today?" I went up to Los Angeles to do a spotty bowl last Saturday, and the water was super cold, like 53 degrees. I launched out of Cabrillo Beach. Not really the beach, there's a boat ramp there, but it's also the beach. First time I've ever fished the Bay of Los Angeles, or it's not really the Bay of Los Angeles, the Los Angeles Bay. Yeah, and it was super cold, and it was a spotted bay bass tournament, and I've never fished there. So I was like, oh, whatever, let's go check it out. And I caught 0 spotties, you guys. 0. None. And the craziest thing is, so I don't know if you guys are from LA or if there's anybody from LA in the chat and put some insight on this, but I caught like 1,000,000 sand bass. And what's crazy was the sand bass were like 20 feet, 15 feet, 30 feet on the docks, under the boats, in the pilings. I mean, right where we find the spotties most of the time, it was just sand bass after sand bass. So then I paddled out and went into like this shipyard, this little and I probably fished 1,000,000 pilings. I hit every single one on both sides, like up and down. And it was the same story, just sand bass after sand bass. So, I don't even know who won. I did check on their Instagram. I think it was LA Fishing Alliance. They're a tackle shop up there was putting it on. And I don't, I did see the guy that won, but I don't even know I don't know how many fish he caught or how many he did. It didn't really say, but there was a boat of guys, 3 dudes that launched the same place that I did. And I saw them afterwards, and there was 3 of them, didn't catch a single fish between 3 people, not a sand bass, not a spotty, not anything. So I don't know if it was just the area we went to or where it was, but I think it was a pretty slow day. So yeah, John, I feel your pain, man. Sometimes when the water turns or whatever it was, but for me, the bite was on though, which was strange. There was just no spotties. I've never seen that before in my entire life. Catching that many fish, that many bass. I caught a calico too, and spotties were just gone. So I don't know if the sand bass eat more when it's cold. I don't know if they push the spotties out. I have no idea. I mean, that's a puzzle. It's pretty cool because it's something else I learned. It's like made kind of a little mental chart of it, kind of what happened, the water temperature, and um, so the bite was there. The fish were eating, just not the fish I wanted. I thought that was super strange, and just thought to let you guys know. But if you want to see my full failure, I launched the video yesterday. If you guys check it out, so it wasn't a failure in catching fish, but it was a failure for a fishing tournament for sure. When you don't even catch your target fish at all. Yeah, it was brutal. I've never been like so annoyed catching fish. Normally you go out, you catch fish. I was like, every time I caught a fish and I saw it wasn't the fish I wanted, it was just getting so annoying. That's like first world fishing problems, right? How often do you get annoyed catching fish or too many fish? I mean, that was me Saturday though. But yeah, it was a fun time. Overall, it was good. The drive was like an hour and a half. There was really no traffic, so that was nice. And I've never fished there. It was a cool experience. I like figuring out those new places and try it out. I think the key was probably going like more inward in a Long Beach or even Seal Beach, maybe even more like more shallow harbor. Because even where I went in like those little Cabrillo docks, the ones that were just that didn't go inside, like the outside pilings on the main strip, dude, they were like 40, 50 feet deep. It was crazy. It was super deep. And I had to go like way inland to even find them like 20. And then it was just Sandbass City for sure. Big water. Where are the spotted bay bass in San Diego Bay in January? Uh, Usually at the docks, dude. To be honest with you, from my experience, um, they go and kick it. You know what I mean? They're not really out there feeding, looking for a lot of food. They're kind of chilling, kind of opportunistic eaters. They don't eat that much, so if you want just a lot of spotties, you can go out to Tidelands, and they're all over the grass there, like right around the corner or in front where that little reef area is. But they're smaller ones. But I find the big ones, they tend to go to structure and stuff like that, and kind of just wait out the winter. And you can still get them. Just got to be patient. What's your favorite setup for the bays and the Hoya? Oh, sorry, guys. This is SD Fisherman. What's going on, man? Halibut rigs. What's your favorite setup for bays and the Hoya rod and reel? Um, if I'm just fishing artificials for halibut, I go. I usually fish the A rig, and I use an M1 inshore. I think it's the 1 ounce to 3 ounce, pretty heavy duty setup. Um, and then 30 pound. I think that one I've got 30-pound mono. You could even run higher, like 40, 50-pound mono. A lot of guys here, myself included, will tie the braid directly to the A rig. Um, so that way you're not using, or did I say mono? I meant braid, like 50-pound braid. Just tie it straight to the A rig. I use a Akuma Komodo, like the 273, and a lot of people use a 300 size reel, or you can use a 400 size, something heavy. If you're not a jig fisherman or you want to use live baits, obviously the best. Lizard fish is my understanding. Coach will tell you about that. I've never actually used a lizard fish, but they do get slammed. Slow pitch jigs will get them. I caught a huge one at the bait barge and lost it on a jig. But live bait is key for halibut. If you want to just go halibut fishing, even hit the bait barge, get like a half scoop. If you've got the means to carry the live bait, um, just put it on a drop shot or even like a Carolina rig. You can bounce ball it, or you do like a 3-way, put a weight and then a swivel in between, and you do like a probably like a 2 foot leader, um, and just drag it. If you're on a kayak or a boat, just go slow, and the ball it'll bounce on the ground and maybe 18 inches up. Just put a live bait and you'll get slammed. If you're looking for surf, um, Lucky Craft or any of those jerk baits are kind of the way to go. Um, I've caught some in the bays here in Carlsbad on the jerk bait. The ones that I use are like the surf. There is the Lucky Craft 110. That's kind of what everybody uses. That works too. I like the surf pointer because it's heavier, so it'll go on the bottom. I just like it a little more. But yeah, I'd say jerk bait in the surf, um, live bait in the bays, and then if you want to use artificials, I'd say underspin will do it too. Anything you can cover a lot of ground with. But if you're gonna troll and stuff, I'd probably say A rig. Even A rig, man. Throw an A rig on with like a whole bunch of cool baits. That'll get it done. So hopefully that answered your question there. I know it's kind of a long answer. Peter, yeah, dude, you got it. My Sandbass count 4,365,983. It didn't take me very long to get to that number. Saltwater Slayer, what's going on, man? Glad you can join us. Zachary Riggs. What is Captain Dan? Captain Dan's doing a making sure the activists don't take over our land for sea lions. Let's see here. Oh yeah, you guys got it covered. You're all over it. SD Fisherman, what's going on? Welcome. Sorry guys, just checking up on the cat here. Graham Oos, welcome. Glad you could join us. Saltwater Slayer or Drop Shot, Gulp Mullet or Fluke 45-inch. That'll work too. Last week you mentioned Docs. Johnny was messing with you. Awesome guys. Let's see. So yeah, that was the LA trip. How was everything else? And then we had a question. So this actually segues really nicely into the halibut fishing. Um, Adobo had asked a question about how to keep keep fish fresh on the kayak. So Adobo caught. They were out there doing practice fishing for spotties, and Adobo caught a legal halibut. He got a like a. It was pretty good. It was a keeper. I don't remember the inches. It was like 27 inches or something like that. So he ended up going in early, and which I've had to do before too when I've caught a big halibut and I didn't have the means to do it. And he was asking, how do you keep? You want to know how we keep the fish fresh out on the boat or on your kayak. So obviously, first and foremost, if you can bring a cold bag, bring a cold bag. You know, if you're targeting rockfish or fish that you want to keep, you're going out in La Jolla. Usually, we keep cold bags. People put them on the front or the back, whether you're on a boat or whatever it is. And I keep ice packs in mine. But there's situations like this where you catch. What happens when you catch a fish and you don't have your bag on you? You don't have ice on you. And the biggest thing is a lot of these guys want to keep fishing. You catch a big halibut early. A lot of times you go in, but sometimes you want to keep going. Um, and the first thing you want to do is really just bleed the fish out. You want to get the blood out of it. You don't want it to die. You guys, I did a series on like how to kill them with the ikajime. You can go back and watch the other live show, but you want to kill it as quickly as possible. You want to get the blood out because you don't want it to struggle and suffocate. That's what makes the meat sour, gets that bloody taste, gets that fishy taste. So cut the gills, bleed it out. That's number one. And then you got a few options, especially when the water's cold like this. You can put it on a game clip and keep it in the water. The problem with that is if there's sea lions around, they're going to rip off your catch. That's happened to me. Uh, I think this was last February in 2020. I got a halibut on the docks. It was like a 22 incher. Um, and I decided to fish. I was like, it was the same thing happened. It was super early. And I'm like, well, I want to keep fishing. I don't want to just give up on the day. It was only like maybe an hour or two in. And I put it on a game clip. And I was watching for sea lions too throughout the day. I'm in the docks. I'm checking it out, you know, making sure I can pull it back in if I want to, because the water was pretty cold. I mean, that's obviously one way to do it. But I was heading back in, and this was the funny part. I was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna go back in. It was like an hour later, and I wasn't even in the docks. I left the docks, and this was over by. I was leaving America's Cup and going to the Liberty launch, and I was out there with Cal Cave Dog on here, and he was like, hey, I see some seals or some sea lions. And I'm looking around and I hear my kayak like shook, and I look down and it ripped my halibut off of the game clip. The game clip like snapped, and it took my halibut, and it was throwing it in the air. They were tossing it to each other. Um, yeah, so I lost one like that. And it's something you got to be cautious of. It will keep it cold. But you run the risk of losing it. So one of the other things you can do is just keep it on deck, and you put like a shirt on it or a wet towel. If you can sacrifice a shirt, take your shirt off, and if you got a sweater underneath, just dip it in the water, especially when it's winter like this. Just dip it in the water and just cover the fish. Um, and then you kind of keep doing that, because then you can fish. Even you've out there 30 minutes, every 30 minutes or so, just take the shirt or the towel, even if you've got rags, dip them in the water and just keep the fish covered. It'll kind of like keep it insulated, keep the cold water on it. And that's probably the next best way, you know, aside from having a risk getting ripped off, because at least you don't have to worry about the game clip getting trashed and your fish getting stolen. So um, just keep a wet towel on it, you know, and just keep recycling it. I'd say every 30 minutes is probably your best bet. That would be the next thing. And the third would just be to head in. I think that's what Adobo did. But one thing you always want to do when you head in is make sure you've got an ice chest in your truck, guys. Like I always have an ice chest. There's not always ice in it, and it's not full, but I always keep the ice chest. And when I caught that one last January, it was like 32 inches, big old halibut. And we were in Coronado. I live a ways up. You got traffic. I'm up in Carlsbad. Um, I had my ice chest. Well, not a big deal. Then you can just stop at your 7-Eleven or wherever you are, and you fill it up, and you're good to go. You don't have to rush home. You don't have to worry about the fish spoiling. So if you want to head in, always have something you can put it in. I mean, last thing you want to do is catch one of these big halibuts, because a lot of times they take you by surprise. You're not out there looking for them, but you're fishing for spotties. You will catch halibut. They're kind of a byproduct catch, and if you catch a legal one, um, if you're one of these people that a lot of us live far away. Some of you guys in Ramona, or you're not very close, and last thing you want to do is throw it in your truck or your car, and it's hot and it's gross, or maybe you can go buy ice, but what are you to do? Like stick it in the trunk on some plastic bags? I mean, I guess you could, but I would say just carry an ice chest with you all the time. You never know when you're going to need it. You're going to catch that sculpin, maybe, that 12 incher, because those are still in season. The halibut's still in season. You just don't know when you're going to catch that catch. So game clip it is risky. It keeps it cold. Keep the wet towel on it. If you want to keep fishing, that works. And then I would say bring the cooler. So you might just want to turn it in. I mean, if it's a catch, that's big, but yeah. But if you're catching Corvina or something, you probably wet towel it. Bleed it out. Just keep a wet towel on it. That way you can keep fishing. But yeah, I don't know about all that game clip nonsense. Learn from my mistakes. Because I've been there. I've seen it happen. I know people talk about it, but it's happened to me, and it's not fun. So what do we got here? Checking out, catching up on the chat here, guys. SD Fisherman, Halibut Riz, we got you. Shout out Unicorn Theory. What's going on, man? Glad you could join us. Captain Adobo, glad you could be here. We're just talking about you and your thing. How do you properly bleed out the catch? Just cut the gills on both sides. Yeah, I do. People catch, they cut the tail too. Usually you don't even have to cut the gills. You can cut like that. There's like an artery, like you follow the gill plate. You can just cut through the gills, but you can like follow that line below it, and like you cut the artery, and then make sure you put it in the water too, because otherwise it coagulates pretty fast. So once you put it in the water, it keeps the blood from coagulating, and it'll leak out further. And also, you can push on the fish too. You can actually like put your hand on it and force the blood out. Especially if it's still alive, the heart will keep pumping, and it'll help you. It'll pump the blood out of the gills in the body. And then at the base of the tail too is a place you can cut, because there's also like a main vessel or artery there. So you can do the gills and the tail. Just watch out for the sea lions, but shake it in the water. Like when it's bleeding, what I like to do is just let it do its thing. The blood comes out. You'll see it like dissipate in the water, but that really gets it out. And you can push on it too. But yeah, bleeding is probably the number one thing you guys can do, because even if you bleed it, it can sit in kind of the warmer weather for a little bit longer, actually a lot longer, without having to get that nasty taste. Let's see here. So hopefully that helps you guys out, and hopefully you catch that Hallie, man. Everybody wants that one, especially the surprise Hallie. That surprise Hallie is the best, guys. When you're fishing spotties and you get that ride and it's the legal one, it's like, it's super exciting. When you think you got a spotty and you're pulling it in and it's a halibut, and they don't fight until they see the boat, and then they take off, and it's exciting. So just be prepared. I went fishing today in Embarcadero. I wanted a halibut, but instead I caught a stingray. Wrong flatfish. Hey man, at least you still caught something. Yeah, those stingray, getting those things off that's no joke though. Pain in the ass without getting stung. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to do a halibut trip here soon, guys. I know we've been talking about it. That definitely sounds fun. I think there's an ice vending machine thing by one of the bathrooms. Oh, nice. Yeah, a lot of those places, guys, like I mean, everybody sells ice, but especially a lot of like the docks and like those the tackle stores like around the docks. A lot of them sell ice, usually pretty cheap too. Put the fish in the bait tank or a gunny sack on the bait tank. Yeah, that's a good one too. TB Metal Art. If you got a bait tank, throw it in there because it'll circulate the water, keep it cold. Absolutely. Yeah, that's a good one. Good stuff. Bought a thermal bag from Dollar Tree. Heck yeah, man. Good stuff, guys. All right. So next, you guys ready for the big announcement? I think you guys already know what it is. I tipped some of you guys off on a Discord about it. I did like kind of an early thing, but right now live, we finally have the slow death jigs are on sale. Slow death jigs are a jig that I've made. I've had in development for months now. I've been fishing these things, and we finally got the orders in. It's taken a long time to get them, but yeah, you can go to submissionfishing.com, get some of the jigs, and yeah, you can check them out. So I got a bunch here. Basically, the slow death jigs are just like a jig that I wanted to make that are sort of for us. You know, they've got the jig para. Like Major Craft makes the ones. That's the most of them that we fish. That's what I started fishing as well. And for a while now, that's basically the only thing I've been fishing is jigs. And I just wanted to make one that, you know, that's kind of for us, set up for us. Little things that I wanted to change that kind of make it a better jig that's more accessible, but also just a better product. You know, and that's really been the goal. So been working on them for a while, and they're finally here. I've got some of the packaging. Jig bar definitely got me beat on the packaging, but this is one of the ones. This is the special jig. This is like the 20 gram. I'll just go through them for some of you guys.
Dave Rage says those only catch sand bass.
Yeah, they only catch sand bass. This is the like one of the 20 grams, the glows. And some of the differences on this one, guys, that you'll see is, for example, it's got the two hooks on it. So when you buy one of the like the Major Craft ones,
Oh,
you've got the treble hook. I usually end up taking the treble hook off and putting like another hook on, right? So on these ones, what I did was we got them set up with a double treble hook. I mean, not double assist hook. So these things come out of the package already ready to fish. They got BKK hooks. They got the flash, the UV flash on both ends already. I mean, so this thing's ready to go. This one's called the Special. Its design is, you see how it's got two bevels on the front, so it'll actually swim when you bring it back. You can cast this one like basically like a Colt sniper and let it fall, and then you can retrieve it as well. And it also just drops. So you've got the asymmetrical design. So you've got the rounded back here, and then you've got the asymmetry, and then you've got the two divots in the front. So when this thing comes back, it swims too. So I wanted something that will swim, not only one that goes on the fall, but one that'll swim. This one's got like a really kind of fluttering, like erratic action as it goes down. It's freaking deadly, man. And then it's got the glow. The glow on these, 1,000 times better than the Major Craft. If you got a Major Craft one and you've got one of these, put it in the sun and go in a dark room. It's not even in comparison. Got the heavy duty BKK hooks, and the one thing we have is the half flash or the half glow. Now, admittedly, this idea was not for me. I saw this on a Japanese jig. When you have the glow on one side, when it falls, it flashes the glow because it goes like that. So when it's glowing and the fish can see it, it flashes the glow back and forth instead of having just the static glow that goes down. You know, where they just see the bars as it's twirling and doing the thing. It actually flashes the glow at them, so it's get a little more contrast into the action. We got these ones in the 20. We got the 20, the 40, and then the 60. And we've got a bunch of different colors. We got the golden black. I think this one is this is a 40 gram. They've all got the double hooks. We got the live bait color, which is this one. It's got the 3D stamp on it with the gills and stuff like that. Same thing, same double hooks. We got the pink glow, strawberries and cream. That's what we call it. I think we got the 4 colors on that. And then the other one that we've got going on. So I've got 3 models that we've released. This one is the Slow Death Sumo. So this one is the teardrop style, or as Eric likes to call it, the Humpty Dumpty. Now this thing, what it does is it falls. This one doesn't have such an erratic action. This one kind of wobbles and it falls like a leaf. So it rocks down as it goes, but it doesn't twist fully. It kind of wobbles down. And this thing is freaking deadly at the bait bars, guys. You get the 60 gram, 40 and 60 gram in this thing. I've been crushing giant sand bass with this. And the little one too for spotties. What the cool thing about this jig is it's a smaller profile, but you can go heavy. So when you get the 20 gram in this, it's a tiny looking little jig, but it's still 20 grams. So when you're fishing shallow, but you need a heavier jig, this is the way to go. So you want a small presentation, but you still need the weight to get down when it's like a super like big current. This is the way to do it. So it's like I want a small bait, but I still need the heaviest. Similar to tungsten, the tungsten idea is you get the heavier jig with the smaller jig with the heavier weight. This kind of does it just based in the profile. But yeah, this one slays too. This one's got the rings, that face this way. They're not sideways. So when you hook onto it, it'll fall, falls down. And we've got, I think, 4 colors in this one. We've got
the 60 only has 3.
The 60's only got 3 colors, but yeah, the 40 gram and 20 gram. This one's the confetti. We've got the blue and white, the pink and white, and then the confetti. Oh, and then we've got a pure glow in that one.
Yeah, the sunset.
The sunset. It's this thing. So this one glows. The other one just has the stripes that glow. This one's got the pink glow and the yellow glow, the glow and the chartreuse. Yeah, so if you want something that glows the whole way,
give these guys the code. They're already chomping at the bit.
This one's the way to go. And then the other one I have, this one we call the, what did we decide to call this one? This was the 0G. Yeah. So if you guys watched the video where I was at, went out with Dave Rage where my Akuma failed, this was the jig I was using. So I was slaying yellowfin tuna on this thing this year. It was a different color, but this is the jig. Also, I was getting huge with just this one too, the 130 gram. I was getting calicos and sand bass with at about 80 to 100 feet of water, but also tuna. I was crushing tuna on this thing. And this one we've got like the orange tiger. We've got the pink.
Orange the gold and strawberry tiger.
With the glow. And then this one we've got like 2 more colors on this one too. But yeah, that one's super gnarly. This one we've got in the 130 gram and then the 220 gram. So this one's like your rockfish tuna one, but also it'll do bass too. And this one's cool because it's got like a real flat design and it's got the bevel. Yeah, so that thing, they freaking slay, man. That thing stays in the water when you jerk it. It's huge. But yeah, so we got those on sale. If you guys want to go to submissionfishing.com. Yeah, Jessica's going to give you a code. You guys, if you free shipping on orders $50 or more. I know I saw some, I didn't announce that the store was up, but some of you guys were buying stuff. And I think one of you was like close to like $50. So we could refund your shipping or whatever if you want to buy something else. So $50 free shipping. And then you get a code. If you spend $75 for a limited time, we're going to give you guys a free hat too. So if you buy some of these jigs.
And Salty James already has a hat, so we could give him like
Salty.
Maybe you get one of the hats that's coming in.
Oh, Salty already has a hat. So we can give you a different one, Salty. We've got actually Slow Death. We got Slow Death jig hats coming in. So we got different ones from this style. But yeah, guys, these are kind of like the first run. It's the 3 styles. I think we got 4 colors in each. Depending how it goes, I've got a ton of more prototypes just sitting here on my desk. And like the ones that I've been using for rockfish, I obviously I didn't make those, but I've got one that just slays rockfish. It's like the Abyss jig. We'll probably get some of those as rockfish season starts up. That one I slaying giant cowcott on that we let go. I'm smashing huge rockfish with that thing. So Kevin, C Samurai, what's going on? You guys want all your Savage Gear needs? Check out Fishing Rep. Go get some Savage Gear rods. But yeah, so no code needed. $50 or more, you get free shipping. No code needed. If you spend $75 or more, you get a free hat. While supplies last. But yeah, that's kind of the newest thing I've been working on. Some of you guys know I've been working on it for a while. I'm super excited to announce it. Everybody's asking me, especially on my videos. I can't.
Wants you to hold them up again.
I'll hold them up again, Kevin. Yeah, I don't know how much money I've probably given to Major Craft, selling their jigs, because I was using them for a while and they work. I was slaying them with those things earlier in the year, but it was like they're hard to get, and I just felt like we can make a better jig. That's what we set out to do: better paint, better hooks, better design. And dude, you guys are gonna crush on these things. So super excited. Kevin, you want to see the jigs? We've got which ones you want to see? We've got the Slow Death Special. This is the blue and white. Check it out. We got the double hooks. And all these come with hooks. They got the UV flash BKK hooks. Got the red eyes. Half glow. This one's like the live bait color, the stamp. We've got the Sumo, the Fat Boy. This is the slow. slow wobbling version. See there, it's got the writing on there. I think this one's a 60 gram bait barge destroyer right here. This one, the 20 gram kills at the docks too. If you guys are looking for something slower, that's not as erratic, like when the fish bites a little slower, this might be the way to go. This one's a little crazier. Like I said, you can fish this one any way you want. It'll swim back. You can cast it like a Colt sniper. And then we've got the 0G. I've got this in a bunch of colors too. So this one is good for your tuna. Like I said, if you go watch some of my videos, smashing the yellowfin on this thing, smashing some of the crazy. I was getting huge calicos on that 130 gram, the one where we got pulled over by what was that video where I got the game wardens pulled us over? If you look at that video, that jig right there, that 130 grams, is what I was catching like those 16-inch calicos on. I think actually somewhere even bigger. There was like 19, maybe like an 18-inch calico or something like that. Big calicos, big sand bass on that one too. That's where Cal caught that giant sand bass. I think he was using like a major craft, but yeah. Leonard, the reason I like flat brim hats because they fit better with the sun. Leonard, all the hats we got are flat brim hats, the ones that are coming. So um, fear not. We heard you guys. That was a miscalculation on me. I guess a lot of people don't like the curved brim, so we got flat brim hats.
See, Salty doesn't like the flat brimmed either.
Salty doesn't either. Well, Salty, you can always curve the flat brim too, and that makes sense. So I always wear the curved brim. I'm not cool enough for the flat brim, but it makes sense with the sunglasses. That's a good point. Kevin, I do need a rep, bro. So yeah, you guys, this is the first run. You know, we put put a lot of our own money into this thing, hoping they sell. I think they will. They're a superior product, guys. When you get these, hold these up next to a major craft, and there's going to be no comparison on these things, from the paint to the glow to the hooks, to the style. I mean, they're badass. I've been working on them for a long time. But yeah, these are just the first run, so it's kind of limited sizes, kind of limited colors. If we do well and we sell through on these, if there's things you guys like, if I can get them, into tackle stores, I'll buy more. I've got a whole box of prototype jigs that I've been fishing forever. I've got other stuff. I've got 10 grams. I've got 15 grams. But if we sell through on this one, I'll bring those to market too. I'll bring the colors. I'll bring. If you guys have specific colors or needs that you want, like, hey, I wish I had a green or a yellow or a chartreuse, let me know. We can make that happen. And yeah, the next order I do, if we end up getting to a next order and it does well, I'm definitely going to get some 10 grams, some of the micro stuff. And then for rock fishing, I'll get those rockfish jigs that I've been slaying it on this year, for sure. But these are the three that I've been testing, and they absolutely dominate. So I've caught tons of fish on these things. The last couple of videos and Instagram posts you can see in there, it's usually one of these three jigs is what I've been working with. So they absolutely crush. And we're bringing them in a little cheaper than kind of the same price as Major Craft, but a little cheaper. So we're trying to undercut them a little bit. I think for a better product. Packaging's not as nice, but what can I say? They're ready to fish out of the box for sure. Widow, you're gonna have to order more manufacturing. You're all gonna sell out. Dude, I hope so. I mean, that's the dream. I'd love to bring this to you guys and like have a bunch of other stuff. Hooks come on all the models. Yeah, Kevin. Because here's one of the things too. You guys, a lot of times you buy this size, they don't come with hooks. So mine come with 2 sets, and they all have hooks already installed. So even on these bigger ones, a lot of times these bigger ones have no hooks. And I think a lot of that is too because they get rigged up certain ways. So maybe even some of the longer ones, I might not do the hooks because depending what you're fishing for. But the 220 and 130 grams, they do come with the double assist hooks. And
show them the live bait one again.
So we go. You guys want to see the live bait one again?
He's asking about purple chovy. I'm assuming that means anchovy.
This one's just the chovy. It's not purple. It's kind of like a bluish. But this one's actually the most expensive one to manufacture because they do like a 3D stamp on it on top of like the foil. I got this one specifically for Salty because I know he doesn't like the wacky colors like I do. I got this, the silver belly. And the live bait we have, yeah, I
60.
think only in the special. Yeah. So that was my big announcement, guys.
Eric says the other announcement is even more important.
Oh, the other announcement, yeah. Well, I don't know about that, Eric. Come on, what's more important than fishing? But we've been working on these ones for a long time, guys. And I've been keeping quiet about it. It's like I wanted to just trying to get them through. One of the things I'm talking to some reps, not reps, but some manufacturers here in America. I'd love to get them manufactured here in America. So I've been talking to some people about that, trying to get them made. With trying to keep the cost relatively low too, and it's tough. And just logistics issues right now is crazy getting stuff in, but finally got these in, man. It was like Christmas, so I'm excited for you guys to try them out. Let's see here. That's the one you picked. Yeah, salty it is, and we can do other models too. So that's definitely the plan. Depending on how these ones sell, I'll expand the line for sure. This is kind of the test.
For night fishing.
Which model do I recommend for night fishing? Probably I would say either the Chovy. It all depends what kind of the moon is. I would say probably the live bait one for sure. The glow might be a little too much, but um, this one as well. It's got like the dark and the gold profile. Any of them will probably work. If it's a bright moon, I'd probably even go with one of the ones with the glow. But I think the live bait color is probably your best bet. I'd like to get like a black and silver one in there, like a gray one. Yeah. Dave Rage makes some underspins. Nah, you got cool baits for that, guys. Um, cool baits does well. Brian likes to fish. He makes those. They make a great product. It's like there's good products that are already out there. Like I'm trying to fill a need that we don't have. I'm trying to make something better that doesn't exist. The underspins, those are covered, dude. Cool baits underspins all day. I mean, that's where it's at. Same thing with like Ned rigs and plastics and stuff like that. You've got check out Savage Gear stuff for that. Get your salamanders, get your gobies, the Ned rig heads. There's so many companies that do this stuff well. The reason I got in the slow pitch game is because I'm very passionate about it. It's something I love to do, and I feel like we can do it better. So that's where I'm on there.
Also, we got 3X shirts for Eric.
Oh yeah, Eric, we got 3X shirts for you. These shirts, so we did get some bigger ones with some 3 and 4X. So go look on the sites. We kind of revamped the site, made it a little easier to navigate, updated some pictures. Jessica's been working her ass off for the past couple days trying to get this thing going for Thursday. So Zachary says the code's not working.
It's not working. It says it should work. It's not working.
Yeah, she's on it. We'll see your order. If it's over $75, we'll get you we'll take care of the hat. We'll see it. Because we're not gonna run that promotion forever. So rest assured, even if you guys don't work the code, I just wanted to give you guys first dibs on everything. So since you guys have been awesome, you've been on the live show, you guys have been ones supporting the channel. I want you guys to have first dibs on the jigs before we blast them on Facebook and Instagram Messenger and stuff like that. And if you guys like them, please tag us on Instagram, tag us on Facebook, ask your tackle stores about them, stuff like that. So I'd love to see that.
Oh, I think you have to add the hat to your cart.
Jessica says you might have to add the hat to your cart. See, Samurai, what has been the most successful color for you in the Bay? Honestly, the blue and glow. I don't know why, but this color's been Old Faithful. Same thing I make it in the Sumo too, but this one's the pink and glow. This is probably the second. I make this one in the blue and glow too. For whatever reason, the blue and glow color has been the best. Last spotty bowl, that color I caught the biggest, heaviest spotty on. I caught like that 16. All my biggest spotties were off of a blue and glow, that stripe, that blue glow stripe. So it's worked for me. It's been successful for me. So stick with that one. But sometimes that's like my baseline bait is the blue and glow stripe. And then from there, I kind of move. If that one's like kind of slower, not working, I'll check a pink or I'll go to the gold. I'll play off that, but that's like my baseline one. That one will usually get bit, like no matter what, under any conditions. That one, it's Old Faithful as I call it. So if I was gonna get one, that's what color I would get for sure. It seems to work. Puhukai, shoot me. I'm not familiar with slow pitch jigs and that technique. Check out some of my videos, dude. That's pretty much all I do. It's kind of it's still relatively new here in California. Like I said, I go on these boats, like these charter boats. People don't know what the hell I'm doing. I get mocked by the deckhands looking at my light gear, and they're trashing me, and then I start slaying tuna on these things, and they're like, "What the hell?" Bonito. And then they're believers. I went on one trip where nobody caught any. I caught the only yellowfin on the boat, and because I was slow pitch jigging, um, and it's a helpful technique for sure. Basically, the idea is you're trying to imitate a dying bait fish, um, and when the jigs fall down horizontally and they flutter and dance. That's really the key to slow pitch jigging. What I like about it is a very active way of fishing, and you can fish it however you want. You can pitch them slow, you can pop them up fast, so you can really use the same bait in many different ways to fish. You can set it down and you can wait and you can pop it every now and then. If you want, you can reel it and pop and you can work it up the water column. So there's so many different ways to do it with just the one bait. Um, I heard one person they said it was, they called it live bait fishing. And you're like, oh, what is that? It's just an artificial bait, but you make the bait come alive. You dictate what the bait's doing. And then that's kind of the fun part to me, but it's mostly vertical fishing and you're kind of up and down and putting it on their head and just making it dance. And you just get bit, man. It works, dude. It's no joke. Um, Ask any of these guys; they're believers now, man. You throw some of these at the pilings at the docks, you're gonna get taken for a ride by the spotties, and even not the spotties. You go out to La Jolla, go out on a boat, dude. Absolutely destroy rockfish with these things. Tuna, rockfish, any fish will bite these. Any fish. I've caught halibuts, sand bass, calico, spotted bay bass, tuna, um, bonito. It doesn't matter. They all bite this thing. Super awesome. Doug Rubin, yo, 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 Oos, welcome. Glad you can join us. Yeah, slow pitch is addictive, dude. Zach, I agree. It's so much fun, dude. Yeah, if you like to work the bait, dude, you need to set up this style. There's so many different styles that work. This is just one I'm really passionate about, but yeah, super awesome. How light do you go on your setups? I see one of your videos where you were slaying on a light setup. Yeah, Ewok. I think this was kind of a finicky day, and I'll run a super light spinning reel setup. I think I had 1,000 size reel with like 10-pound braided line, and then maybe like 10-pound mono. And for those, I was running like, and I don't even have any of those, but I was running like 10-gram jigs. Um, so I'll run it and on a Phoenix feather. So I'll run a super light setup if need be. But one of the cool things is the sumo version. I don't have one with me here, but you want to run down and get me a 20? One of the 20 grams of these
Color.
is freaking tiny. Doesn't matter. There's one, but they have a really small profile, and that's really the key is like the profile. Yeah, dude, 1,000 size reel is fun, and you could rock it on that. And the reason you go with the small reel and the small line is so that the line comes off of the bail really fast. So those of you who are wondering, like, why don't you just fish a 4,500 reel? Because the heavier you get, the more laborsome it becomes on the jig. So as you get lighter on the jig, you need to get lighter on the line, and you want a smaller spool so it comes off more freely. If you've got a 60-pound braid or 30, 40-pound braid on a big ass reel and you've got a 10-gram, 20-gram jig, it it's too heavy. It's not going to let the jig fall horizontally. For those of you guys that are new, you don't want the jig going down like this. This doesn't do you any good. The whole magic in these jigs is that it goes sideways and flutters down, and then when you pull it up, it'll flutter down again. If there's too much tension on the line, it goes straight down. You're not going to get bit. So when you have super light line and it's coming off the bail super fast, it's letting this thing work, and it does its thing, and that's when you get slammed. So don't be afraid to go light, man. Zachary Riggs, my legal Halley came off a slow pitch. Yeah, dude. I, I tell people like these things, they'll catch anything, dude. They will catch any type of fish. I've never seen anything that won't eat this thing. That's pretty awesome. Can't wait to try your jigs, dude. I'm excited for you to try the jigs too. So you guys gotta give the kids a bath. Oh, later, man. Hey, thanks for tuning in, Eric. Glad you could join us, man. Me too, Cal. Hopefully my kid doesn't steal this one. Love the hoodies. Awesome, guys. Cal gets all the things, dude. Yeah, Cal was the first one. I didn't even release him. Yeah, I don't want to open this one up, but this is a 20-gram, the sumo. But yeah, this thing's small, so it's just Small little presentation. Compared to like one of the specials, you can see the size. So if you want a really small bait, that's your way to go. A little 10 gram or a little 20 gram. I'm sorry. But yeah, guys, that's my big announcement. So I don't want to sit here and sound like a infomercial the whole thing, give you guys some value on the fishing aspect. But yeah, just super excited to release that. But if you have any questions about them, let me know. Feel free to shoot me an email too. So if you want to catch a specific fish, like, hey, I'm targeting this, I'm at this depth, what do you recommend? I'm more than happy to give you guys some tips and pointers. I'm an open book too. Like, you guys check my videos. I really don't keep any secrets. I try to show you guys how to fish these things, where to fish these things. It's I'm not trying to hold anything back. So if you guys need knowledge or need some tips with how to do it, I'll share my setups with you, exactly how I'm doing it. So I want everybody on that slow pitch game. I'm tired of getting the stink eye from the deckhands on the boats. I just got to get Kevin Nakata to start pushing these things. Hit me up, Kevin. Let's make some calls. The design on the back of the hoodie, yeah, dude. So with the slow pitch jigs logo, that's on the hat. So we got a new patch. It'll be a bigger patch, guys. It'll go over the hat. I know, say slow death jigs. It'll be flat brim. Same thing with the hoodies. Good stuff. Do you have any of those long slender ones that you use? I don't, Eric. The long slender ones, I'm gonna get those in March. Those are the rockfish ones. Yeah, dude, those ones are absolutely slayer. But I primarily use those for rockfish, so I held off on those. When I make my next order for March, I'll make sure we have some of those for rockfish opener. Yeah, those ones are nasty, but we didn't really need them right now. Good stuff. Knife jigs, need knife jigs. Yeah, Cal. Ooh, Cal, look at this. The preview. We got the knife jigs, bro. We've got the prototypes. Good stuff, man. Yeah, but thank you guys for all the support, by the way. I really appreciate it. It means a lot to me. And if you have any issues with these things, let me know. I'm not pushing junk on you guys. I want to bring a quality ass product to you. So that's the goal for sure. Let's see here. The question. Salty Dangler 15. 15's black with halo. That's what you want? Salty, or that's for the dark one? Sorry. Okay. Yeah. So whatever you guys want, I think that's a good one for sure. That dark one. Awesome. How heavy do you guys go for SD Bay? 40, 50 feet of water? 40, 50 feet of water, I'd say go 40 to 60 gram. For sure. I saw that question on there. 40 gram jigs, 60 gram jigs. That'll be the way to go. These things destroy at the bait bars. You get a 60 gram sumo, and then the 60 gram special. Both I've caught in huge sand bass with that thing. They love it, man. You picked up a trucker hat, but I'll wait for the flat rim. Yeah, dude. Awesome. Let's see. So what else we got going on? So New Year's coming up, guys. I want to know what your resolutions are. Enough of the infomercial. I appreciate all the support. So this year I got a lot going on. For those of you guys that don't know, if you watched my video on when we went to Kiowa Island, I almost didn't join Spotty Bowl this year because me and Jessica are expecting our first child. Raise the roof. Yeah, we've been trying. For those of you guys that know, some of you have talked to, we've been trying like 3 years. We're older. I'm 39. She's 38. So we finally got pregnant. We found out a little while ago. She's about 3 months. Yeah, 3 months now. But yeah, in the Kiwa video, we kind of released that one where we went fishing for redfish and stuff like that. Like, I threw it in there. So yeah, that's super exciting this year in July. Having a little girl. So little cupcake. She'll be doing July at 7-Eleven is the due date. So if she's born then, we'll name her Slurpee. But she couldn't come earlier. So I'm like, and I'm telling Jessica, I'm like, man, I don't know if I can do Spotty Bowl. If we got the baby coming late June, early July. And she's like, oh, well, you can still go. Maybe you can like drive up later. Or like, I'm like, she's supportive. She wants me to go do the Spotty Bowl while she's giving birth and then just meet her up there as I load up the gear. I'm like, I don't know. I guess we'll see. She said only if I win. So yeah, it's fun stuff. But yeah, it's super exciting. So that's happening. Um, it'll be good stuff. Hopefully she'll like to fish.
Now you can say dad jokes.
Yeah, now I can say dad jokes. So I gotta start practicing. Now I can throw them in there for you guys. But yeah, that's super exciting. So big change in our lives. You know, we've been married 13 years. Did a whole bunch of stuff, started businesses together, and you've been trying for a long time and just been praying about it. Finally happened. So that's super exciting. And
Tell them to
what
email
else?
me
New
if you
Year's.
have any questions.
Also, New Year's this year we've got. We're in escrow in a house in Florida, so we got a second like a vacation home we're buying in there. It's in St. Andrews on Anastasia Island, so that's super cool. It's like or St. Augustine on Anastasia Island. Um, dude, super surrounded by the bays and the water and all that stuff. So super excited to do some more Florida fishing. We're just gonna vacation rent that one, and it'll kind of be like a second home for us and stuff. Um, so we've already got that iron in the fire. We're supposed to close on that in February. We got the jigs for sale. The jig business started this year, so already, man, 2022. It's been a big year, man. Lots of big things, lots of exciting stuff going on. So I'm excited what you guys see got going on. Fishing goals. Um, I don't know if I have too many fishing goals. You know, I just want to see these products do well. I want to see your guys' updates. I just want to teach people how to slow pitch jig. You know, I want to see people catch fish on these things. I'm trying to still just bring in the awareness. You know, 2021 was really the year. I mean, that's when I pushed it hard. I started the YouTube channel. That was probably my biggest thing last year, fishing wise. It wasn't really a big catch that stood out. It was probably starting this channel. I never wanted to be on YouTube or do a live show or anything like that. It was driven to bring about the awareness of like slow pitch jigging and then the fish frosting too. So you guys don't know, I sell a fishing scent as well. And we started the fishing company. Submission Fishing that's why it's Submission Fishing Co. It was a product company was the name, but then I was like, well, why don't I start a YouTube channel? And then the YouTube has been taking off, sort of doing its own thing. And I ended up really liking making videos and content and stuff like that. So it's a nice little accessory piece to it. One of the reasons I did the whole YouTube thing was I wanted to show people that I could catch fish. You know what I mean? Like nobody wants to buy a product from somebody that never fishes. You know, the guy you just don't know. You don't know if they work. So part of the thing was just to show people that like I know what I'm doing. I can catch fish. I can help people catch fish. And then anyway, when I recommend something, they can see with their own eyes and the actual footage of fish being caught. You know, nobody wants to be that guy where you say a bunch of stuff and you don't have the proof. But you know, those people that don't have any fishing credentials whatsoever, and they're sitting here telling you, you know, all the secrets. But when you see those big Instagram channels and stuff like that, that was my only thing. It was just kind of a personal thing to kind of prove to myself I could fish, and then other people that I could fish, and then that way the products would speak for themselves. That I wouldn't have to really upsell them. Brian hasn't signed up. I think the 5 mile an hour boat thing, he's not going to do it this year. Yeah, just kidding. Legal spotty or halibut in 22 would be cool. Yeah, sound fishing. You ever got a legal spotty? Man, you're not hitting the water enough. You got a kayak, don't you? I think you can get one. The winter is actually a good time to do it. If you can get them because they kick it. Once you find the spot, dude, you can get on them for sure. I'm telling you, throw a slow death jig down there. You'll get it, man. 100%. Legal Halley, that's a little tougher, but if you go out there with some live bait, it's doable too. If you work at it enough, you can get one. Yeah. Jessica says, yeah, if you have any question about orders, don't hesitate. Still trying to get that. Yeah, lots of people still trying to get that legal Halley. I think we got to make that our mission, guys. We might have to live bait it though. To be honest with you, if we want to like guarantee some legal Halleys, I think we're gonna have to get some live bait and some bounce balls because they're all over the place, and that's what they'll eat. 2022 need a legal Halley. Dang, Dave Rage, another one, another legal. So I think that's the one. Cave Dog needs a tuna, dude. Cal, if you guys have not slow pitched the tuna yet, you guys are in for a treat, dude. That is like, it's one of the most exhilarating things when you're working that thing and you're pumping it. And when you go up and you just like, and you go to lift again and you feel that weight, Dude, it's freaking awesome. There's few things like it is slow pitching those big fish, man. It's so cool. You need a slow pitch tuna, Cal, for sure. We need to pick a date for live bait. Oh, I don't want it on live bait. Yeah, if I agree with you. I don't really fish live bait either. I'm just trying to say if you want a legal halibut, live bait is the way to go. That's like I'm with you guys. I'm not a live bait guy. I'm an artificial guy. I like fishing pieces of metal for God's sake. So it's like I get it. I say we do it then. We can hit the secret spot. We'll go to the secret spot and we'll just troll the hell out of A rigs or cast the underspins and see what happens. But I think we definitely got to make a trip for sure. So that'll be the goal. No live bait halley. So we want legal hallies, but we don't want legal hallies on live bait. We got to be specific here. We want artificial bait hallies, which is a good goal because that is a lot harder. That is definitely a lot harder. I've gotten legal hallies on live bait, but I like to get my first Leah halley on the yak. Yeah. So since we're all too good for bait here in this show, we'll get it on the artificials. Hey, I'm down with you guys. I don't know how bad you want the legal halley. So we don't want live bait hallies. Fair enough. I'm with you guys on there. My last legal came on a deep. What do you got here, Cal? Last legal came on a deep dive jerk bait in the secret MMFC spot. How deep was it? Well, it's pretty shallow there. Secret spot was like 15 feet. What are we running? Like a 10, 8-inch dragon tail. Yeah. Check out the Savage Gear 8-inch dragon tail. I bet that thing will slay, dude, for sure. That's probably no joke. Calling my shot right now. That'll do it. I have faith in that for sure. Yeah. I've caught halibut on A rig. Ned rig, I've caught halibut on and slow pitch jigs. So they'll eat other stuff too. But my best bet has been A rig. My two legals last year came on A rig. Curly tail grub on the A rig. Small grubs too, not real big ones. And they were both really good sized fish. We want to work for our fish. I agree with you, dude. There's something about catching on artificials. It's like, I don't really have anything against live bait because I see people out there fishing with live bait, and I really have no problem with that. It's not like I'm not one of these people that are like, oh, you caught it on live bait, that doesn't count. So if you guys are fishing live bait out there, I just want to be clear that I don't judge. If you're fishing the live bait, that's totally cool. But I myself personally, yeah, I like the artificials as well. There's something about it. I don't know if it's just like the idea of being able to trick a fish, or it takes a little more skill. It takes skill to catch a fish on artificial for sure. Live baits, it's just for like catching, Real fishing is like artificials because it's not a guarantee you're gonna get bit. You use live bait, it's like you're getting something. You're gonna get bit no matter what, pretty much. Going to try to keep the line through trout. Oh, nice. Going to keep trying line through trout. That's a good one, Roy. Kitech scent. Yeah, dude. Kitechs are the bomb too. I've got 30 pounders on the MC slug. 30-pound what? Trout or bass or halibut? Legal Halley on the kid caster, dude. Good luck with that. Could you imagine that? That would be the bomb, though. You'd be a hero if you could pull one of those off. Yeah, Kitech are good. The plastic sucks. Kitech are like, dude, they have like no durability at all. It's like you maybe catch one fish every two Kitech. Let's be honest, because they short bite the tail, dude, it's gone. The good thing about Elastec is like they last. Like the Savage Gear's got a lot of that stuff too, where they got the Elastec, and it's pretty good. I like Kitech though too. I do like the action. But yeah, you guys check out the Savage Gear stuff. If you're going for plastics, that's who Kevin represents, man. They sell some good stuff for sure. I have a rig full of white Kalin's grubs ready to go, dude. That's where it's at. That's the Kalin's grubs is what I caught both my legal hallies on last year. Just those curly tail grubs, dude. One was the white, and I think one was on like that green with the green pumpkin. It's kind of like that translucent green with the orange. That too, and only like the 3 inches, not real big, so you don't need much. Salty Dingler says brown white belly. Yeah, that's a good one. Much more sporting on artificial than live bait. I agree with you, Cal. Halibuts. 30-pound halibut. That's a good size, dude. Yeah, I'm going to have to try for those. Kid casting the rail. Yeah, that's no joke. But yeah, new year, guys. It's super awesome. I'm super excited to see all you guys' catches. We got Spotty Bowl coming up. For those of you guys that don't know, check out spottybowl.com. It's going to, I think, week after next. So this is really our first week. Last week, we can do pre-fish if you're going to go out there and pre-fish. And it's game time. It's going to be on like Donkey Kong and nobody's friends for a couple months. You're asking Spotty tips, you're not going to get them. So if you want to ask them, now's the time, because everybody catching those 16, 15 inches, they're not going to tell you where they found them. So get the info you can now. I'll probably tell you. I don't really care. I'll blow up the spot in my videos like I usually do. So if you know the areas, you'll probably find them, but you still got to catch them. Even if you know the spot, you still got to know you still got to be able to put the line in and get them in there. Awesome. Kidcaster tournament.
Eric says it's Sunday.
Sunday you're having one? Well, there you go. Halibut tournament for the Kidcaster. We'll have to see. All right, guys. Thanks for joining. We're over time. Hour and 6 minutes, unless you guys got any more questions. Awesome having you in. I know it was kind of a little more of an infomercial broadcast, so I do apologize for that, but I really wanted to get this product out to you guys. I'm super excited about it. So hopefully you learned something about keeping the fish fresh. My LA experience. Like always, guys, if you have any questions, feel free to DM me, DM Jessica. Hit us up on Facebook or Instagram. We're always there to answer questions for you guys. And exciting times for sure, Kevin. Good stuff. I'm getting tired, Dave. But so if you guys want any products, go to Spotty Bowl. I mean, not spottybowl.com if you want to sign up for Spotty Bowl. Go to submissionfishing.com if you want any of the stuff we talked about. If not, we got to go to bed. I got a pregnant wife. Got to put her to sleep. Thanks for joining, guys. It's been great. Glad seeing you guys here all again. And we'll see you next Thursday. We'll see you on the water. I'm probably going to fish Saturday. I would imagine possibly Friday. My sister's coming Saturday. We'll see what happens. I think I'm going to try to get out there before the Spotty Bowl. So maybe I'll end up going next week on like a Monday. It all depends. But I'll definitely get out there once before Spotty Bowl happens. Got to put all these new jigs to work. And if you guys try the new jigs, if you buy some, thank you very much. Leave some reviews. I know they're going to work well for you guys. Not worried about that at all. And leave us some feedback on them and post your catches. And we'll see you guys out there. Until next time, guys. Oos.
TV Metal Art.